Hello everybody, Jade Hamilton here again, and I am as usual late with the tags, so I'm going to do a collection of them today with two of my girls. Violet is here with me. Now Violet is a fairly new little cub in my house, in my nursery, such as it is, and she is a Build-A-Bear ice cream bear. She's a bubblegum ice cream bear. I wish we had smell-o-vism on YouTube because she smells deliciously of bubblegum. And she's going to do two tags with me today. She's going to do, on Wednesdays we wear pink, which is hosted by Shara at Reborn Living Dolls. And she's also going to do Wild Wednesday, which is hosted by our wonderful friend Penny at Playful Reborns. I've chosen Violet for Wild Wednesday for lots of different reasons. A, because she's got a little pink bib on. Let me turn her to the camera so that you can see. Hold on. Oh, I've got her backwards. That's helpful, Jade. Well done. She is in a little outfit from a brand called Name It, which has a little pink top with what looks like a dormouse on it, and some butterflies and little wild ferns, it looks like. And on her bib she's got little daisies and wildflowers on this pale pink bib, and it says "Grown with Love." Let me turn her round so that she's facing you. Let's hold her up so that you can see her outfit. And again, hang on, let me back away from the camera. That may help. Does it help? No, it doesn't. And she's also got some soft denim cotton style jeans on with, I think they've even got a rumba bum at the back. So let me check. I think they have. Can't really see, but I got this little set from Vinted for, I think, £3. The bib I already had, and she did have some little pink mule style slippers on, but she decided to be a madam and kick them off, didn't you, Mrs? Yeah, that was a naughty thing to do, Violet. As I say, I push her in Wild Wednesday today. Penny's lovely tag. Do check Penny and her family's channel out if you haven't already. Partly because of the wildflowers in various places on Violet's outfit, partly because of her wild and broody colours. She's all splotches of pink and blue and currant purple. She looks absolutely gorgeous. But also because she is the biggest tinker in all of creation. Violet is one of those little girls whose favourite word is no, but only if she's the one using it. Isn't that right, little miss? You're a tinker, aren't you? Her favourite phrases are don't like that or don't want to. So she's my candidate for Wild Wednesday this week because she is a little diva. And now on to our Thursday tag. This week I'm joining in with Theme Thursday, which is hosted by Yvonne at Having You On, and the theme was gender swapping or girls in blue. Now, I wasn't sure whether I could do a gender swap, but I can do girls in blue. I've got Tamsin here, and she is my little Cinderella bear, and today she is wearing a beautiful it's a sort of a cross between a grey blue and a duck egg blue romper with white stripes. It's made of a cheesecloth material, beautifully textured. It's got a t-shirt underneath, and if I lift Tamsin's bib up, and again I'm so sorry, I'm not very good at showing the camera, but on the front of her bib you can see, on the front of her romper even, you can see a little group of ducks walking along in the line. We've got a mother duck and two little baby ducks. This set was originally from M&S, but I got it from Vinted from the same lady who I bought Violet's outfit from, actually. It is 0 to 3 months size. It's a little bit long on Tamsin. The bottoms come a bit over her paws, but she doesn't mind that, do you, Poppet? No, you don't, do you? Tamsin's fairly chilled out and fairly placid about most things, aren't you, my love? Yeah. She's also got a beautiful deep blue bib on that has blue and white and red hearts and spots all over it. It's from the same people I got Coco's bib from, if you remember that from a little while ago. Jolly Tots on eBay. So if any of you guys like bibs and those kind of accessories for role play, do check them out because their prices are great, their stock is fabulous, and their service is really, really good, so do check them out. Also, I will reiterate, if you haven't checked out Yvonne's channel, Penny's channel, or Shara's channel, please do. They are wonderful, wonderful ladies, all of them, with wonderful, wonderful babies, and they each have something really, really unique to bring to this community, so do hit them up if you can. Also, I'm going to tag in my lovely friend Jay at J Dolls UK with her tag New Doll Clothes, because both these outfits you're seeing on the channel for the first time. And now that we've done that bit, we can move on to our story, which is Love Aubrey by Suzanne Lafleur. As per all videos where I read, all copyright goes to Suzanne Lafleur and her publisher, which is Puffin. I own absolutely nothing. Make yourself comfortable. Grab a hot drink if you've got one, or a cold one if you'd rather. It is rather, as my dad would put it, scorchio in various places at the moment. So, make sure you grab yourself a drink. Grab a blanket if you're chilly, or a fan if you're hot. Make yourself comfortable, and I will see you shortly to start our story where we left off. Righty-ho, folks. Here we go. Chapter 17. I woke up to find the world, the brown, cold, frozen world, still cold and frozen, but soft white. Gram! I yelled. I abandoned the window in my room and raced downstairs barefoot. Gram stood at the kitchen stove, apparently unexcited. The radio was on. I know about the snow already. School's cancelled. It's supposed to keep up all like this all day. This was awesome news. What are you cooking? I asked. Pancakes. You're going to need a good breakfast. Why? There's no school. You'll be playing outside all day. You'll see. After feeding me a pile of pancakes, Gram helped me bundle up from head to toe. He dug a partially inflated snow tube, out of the back closet. We took turns adding air to it. Then she shoved me out the back door. Like I remembered from visiting Gram in the winter before, Vermont snow was deeper, drier and thicker than Virginia's. True to the forecast, the snow was still coming down. I clumped through the heaps in the backyard for maybe 5 minutes before the back door opened at Bridget's and she came out, all ready to go sledding too. Oh, good, you're out here. My whole family's coming, she said. There's a great sledding hill across the street. Come on. We trooped to the hill and took a few trudgy rides down. It's not working so well, I said. Dad'll come out soon. He can push us and it'll be really good. We climbed back up and waited. Not too much later, her family came out, Mabel skipping along, holding tight to her dad's hand so that she could jump through the snow heaps while he carried her snow tube. Bridget's mum holding a pudgy, bundled Danny, whose nose was already turning pink. Push us, Daddy, Bridget demanded. Is that how you ask for things? He asked. Please, we both cried. You got it, he said. Bridget sat on her snow tube first, holding the handles. Her dad put his hands over hers and started to run behind her. When she was going very fast, he let go and she whooshed down the hill, screaming happily. I was next. He ran behind me, and when he let go, I was flying, holding on tight to the handles. My heart, too, picked up speed. At the bottom of the hill, I crashed into Bridget. A minute later, a zooming Mabel toppled into us. When she stopped moving, her eyes were big and terrified. Again! She screamed. Bridget and I tugged her out of the snow, each of us pulling one of her mittened hands. We hurried back up the hill. The track became packed down and slick, making us sled faster. Flying down the hill, I was actually happy. I grew more and more excited with each run. I wasn't just heading down the hill, I was heading towards Christmas. Christmas, the time of family and wishes coming true. It was the time Gram said we came back there after Grandpa died and things got better. If Mum was waiting for the right time, Christmas was it. It had to be. I was heading towards my mother. Gram told me the whole family would be coming for Christmas this year, meaning all my aunts and uncles and cousins. Do I need to move out of my room? I asked. Aunt Melissa and Uncle Steve used to stay there. No, I want you to have your room. You might want a private place to go. We'll figure something else out. We'll figure something else out for them. Of course, there was the room where my parents had usually stayed, but she didn't say that out loud. What about Mum? I asked. Your mum's going down to Georgia to be with your dad's family. When I made a face, Gran added, they wanted her to know she's still their family too. I heard Gran, but I didn't believe her. It was important to Mum to show me she was still my family, not anyone else's. Whatever Gran thought the arrangements were, Mum would come here. She had to. I wasn't usually that interested in clothes or looking too neat, but the Friday before Christmas, I really wanted to look just right as our family started to arrive. When I got off the bus, I went straight inside and washed my hair, and then I blow dried it so it was pretty smooth. It took a long time because I'd never done it before. Then I tied it back. With a black ribbon Graham had bought me with a new. Ugh. Put your teeth back in, Jade. Then I tied it back with a black ribbon Graham had bought me a new red dress for Christmas, so I put that on with my black dress-up shoes. Before going downstairs, I stepped in front of the mirror. Mum would certainly see how much I'd grown when she got here. That dress is for Christmas Eve Mass, said Gran when she saw me. I want to wear it now, I said. For goodness sake, Gran could have just said I looked nice. Gran had been cooking all day. She wanted to have some things ready for the next few days to make it easier. I looked into a casserole dish with green, yellow and grey goop. What's that? I asked. Spinach artichoke dip, Graham said. You won't like it. The doorbell rang. I couldn't get to the door fast enough. I pulled it open. It wasn't her. It was Uncle David, Aunt Catherine, and their kids, Madison and Todd. I felt the smile leave my face. Merry Christmas, Aubrey. Merry Christmas, Aubrey, Aunt Catherine said. Merry Christmas, I echoed. Come in. Aunt Catherine stepped through the door and gave me a soft, lovey hug. Uncle David took a turn to squeeze me too and said, You're dressed up. I wanted to look nice for you, I said. Uncle David's eyes searched mine. I looked away. Madison and Todd stared at me like I had a disease. They didn't hug me or say Merry Christmas. I tried to remember their ages. 14 and 12? Gran came to the door and there was a lot more hugging and holiday wishes. Then she saw me standing to the side. She must have sensed my about to get a stomachache mood because she said, Aubrey, help me bring all the snacks into the living room. Now people are getting here. It was Graham's usual trick of keeping me busy. I went to the kitchen and started moving snacks. The next time the doorbell rang, it was Aunt Melissa and Uncle Steve and my cousin Chloe, who was just 4. There was a repeat of hugging. I peered around them on the porch, but there was no one else there. All right, Aubrey? All right, Aubrey? Uncle Steve asked. Oh, yeah, I answered, shutting the door slowly. I only noticed then how much cold air it had let in. Everyone else came to greet them, and there were even more hugs. The hugs were slow and heavy, not light and jolly. Everyone was thinking of those who were not here. As if forgetting, Madison rushed in and picked up Chloe and spun around. Chloe laughed. I tried to read the smiles on the grown-ups' faces to see if they were really happy or if the smiles were hiding sadness. Even though it was crowded in the front hall and my elbow was nearly linked to Uncle Steve's, I felt miles away from everyone. There was an invisible wall between us. I sneaked the door open again and looked out. She still wasn't here. I am in Graham's kitchen. I'm small. I stand between 2 tall legs, clenching the fabric of their jeans in my fists. I peek between the knees of the jeans and giggle. Uncle David wears a Santa hat and hides on the other side of the legs. When I peek out again, he makes a face and I laugh. The legs are Mum's. She reaches round and picks me up. She hands me a cup of juice from the counter, and I drink it, starting to feel sleepy. She makes a sling with her arms, turning me so that I lie like a baby. She talks to everyone, Gran, Daddy, Uncle David, Aunt Catherine, Madison, Uncle David, Aunt Catherine. Madison clatters by with a noisy toy. Mum carries me to the living room, and we sit on the couch next to the twinkling Christmas tree. But I keep my eyes shut and begin to dream. Aunt Linda, Uncle Douglas, and my teenage cousins Max and Andrew and Sarah came next, but she didn't come. We ate all snacks, and she didn't come. Aunt Catherine passed around school photos of Madison and Todd, and she didn't come. We ate dinner, and she still didn't come. Aunt Melissa brought around the dessert, pecan pie, and stopped at my place. I don't want any, I said. My head was on the table, and the ribbon had long since come loose and let out strands of hair. Actually, excuse me for a minute, please. I went upstairs to my room. Why wasn't she here yet? I left the lights off and sat at my desk. I put my head down again. Well, Christmas was still a few days off. She could still make it. Yes, that was it. Such a Christmas surprise would only take place on true Christmas. Maybe Christmas Eve. I would just have to wait a little longer. Besides, if she did come tonight, I wouldn't want her to see me sad. I would want her to see how well I was doing, how we could be happy together because I was learning how to be happy again, how I wouldn't bother her at all or be hard to take care of. I trooped back downstairs, little bursts of determination guiding my steps. Andrew, Madison and Todd had started a game of Scrabble on the coffee table in the living room. "Can I play?" I asked. Todd and Andrew kept quiet, but Madison said, "Sure," and tossed the bag of letters at me. I thought as a rule up north there had to be snow on Christmas, but there wasn't. After that first snow had melted, the world was just brown again. On Saturday night we went out to get a tree, and I don't mean we drove to some parking lot. We bundled up, went out into the woods and looked for one. Aunt Melissa seemed most convinced that she knew what kind of tree we wanted, so she made the final decision, and Uncle David and Uncle Steve used a little hatchet and a saw to cut the tree down. It was one of 3 little firs in a row. As our Christmas tree came down, I wondered if the other little firs would miss him. We dragged the tree back to the house, and a big show of standing it upright began in the living room. It seemed a lot higher now that it was inside. I thought of the little outdoor firs. The ornament boxes had been brought down from the attic and waited in the hallway. One was looking at the decorations as they helped set up the tree or made hot chocolate in the kitchen to warm everyone up. So I opened the boxes myself, gathered a few bright ornaments in my hands, and snuck out the front door. Going off into the woods by myself at night was not something I'd say is a good idea, but I wasn't going too far, and I remembered the way. After a few minutes I came to the fresh stump and the 2 remaining firs. I set the ornaments on the ground, trusting the moonlight to help me find them again. I squatted next to the stump, reaching out to touch the fresh cut wood. Something sticky got on my fingers, a glistening purple syrup. Snap, snap. I collected the decorations and started hanging them on the two trees. "Hey!" a voice called. I turned. "Hey, Bridget!" I said. "What are you doing?" she asked. "Decorating," I said. Bridget wore an expression almost like a mother as she said, "Where are your gloves? You'll get frostbite." I hung up the last ornament, got my mittens out of my pocket and put them on. Bridget's expression went back to normal. "I was coming over to say Merry Christmas before we go away," Bridget said. She was going to her cousin's for Christmas. "But I saw you leave the house. I called you, but you didn't hear me, so I followed you." "I didn't know," I said. "Well, I brought you a present. Merry Christmas." She held out a package. I took it from her. She must have wrapped it herself because the red and gold paper was folded unevenly. "Oh, Thank you. I didn't get you anything yet, I admitted. I didn't go shopping yet. That's okay. Mum took me to get that. It's just a book. You can open it later. Bridget turned to look at the trees. They look pretty with the decorations. We should go back, I said, before people freak out. Yeah, I'm not supposed to be out in the woods at night, Bridget said. She paused, then asked, You are okay, Aubrey, right? I started to walk and she came along beside me. You mean about Christmas? Mum said Christmas might make you more sad than happy this year, and it was hard for me to be happy thinking you were sad. You can go ahead and be happy. I'm going to be happy when what? Nothing. Never mind. The thing about wishes is you can't tell them to anyone or they don't come true. We went back to our yard. We were back at our yards. Merry Christmas, Aubrey, Bridget said, giving me a hug. Merry Christmas. On Christmas Eve morning, we had blueberry muffins and hot chocolate for breakfast. Christmas Eve always seems like the longest day of the year. I played board games and watched movies with my cousins, but kept looking out the window. I wanted it to snow. If it snowed, it would be a sign that Christmas magic was working as it should be. For dinner, Gran made a feast of beef tenderloin, peas, and mashed potatoes. Then it was time to get ready for church, so I put my red dress on. Aunt Catherine was helping Madison and Sarah do their hair up in curls, so she did my hair too, with a hot curling iron. She piled the curls loosely with pins and threaded the black ribbon through so it went round the outside, almost like a headband. You look enchanting, she said. Scoot and finish getting ready. I got my nice coat and my thin black gloves. It really did feel good being all pretty. I didn't know I was going to sit through Mass, knowing that when I got back, Mum might be here. It took 3 cars to get us there. The service was so boring. I read on the programme that this Mass is also called a vigil, a solemn vigil of Christmas. What's a vigil? I whispered to Gran. A nice thing about Gran is that she thinks it's okay for kids to ask questions in church. She whispered back, A vigil is when you stay awake watching. It's supposed to mean that we're staying up all night waiting for Jesus. Waiting for Jesus? I guess I got the idea of a vigil, but it wasn't like Jesus was going to show up in the flesh. When we got back to Graham's house, I couldn't tell if there was an extra car because there were so many. But our old car definitely wasn't there. Maybe she'd come in a different one. I flew to the porch before everyone, flung open the door and rushed inside. Out of breath, I searched every room downstairs, but she wasn't there. My heart pounded, so I stood near the door and caught my breath. What's the matter, dear? Aunt Melissa asked. Nothing. Good night, Aunt Melissa. Merry Christmas. I'm going up to bed. The walk up the stairs was long and slow. There was still tomorrow. She would come tomorrow. She had to. Aubrey, honey, let Savannah go first. She's so excited and she's been waiting. I've been waiting too, though. Look at the pile of presents spilling out from under the tree. I've waited for everyone to get up, for Mum to make the coffee, for Savannah and me to shovel down bowls of cereal we didn't even want. It seems like I'll never get into those presents. It's Christmas! Wake up, sweetheart! Graham shook me gently. Oh, I said, oh! I pushed the covers to the floor and jumped out of bed. I ran downstairs. My eyes scanned the relatives who were all drinking coffee and eating crumb cake. She still wasn't here. Graham rushed after me with a bathrobe and socks. It's colder than you think this morning, she said as I pulled them on. Sweetie, come sit by me, Aunt Melissa said. Sweetie, come sit by me. Sweetie, come sit by me, Aunt Melissa said. I sat on the arm of the couch next to her. She pulled my hair out from the collar of the bathrobe where it had got stuck. Have some of my cake. Have some of my cake, she said, holding the plate up to me. I broke off the tiniest bit and ate it. A whole table had been pushed up against the wall opposite the tree. On it were 3 framed photos: Savannah, Dad, and Mum. 2 candles had been put next to Dad's and Savannah's pictures. The table had collected a few cards and small presents. I looked at it and willed myself not to feel anything. Throughout the morning, things were handed to me, and I did whatever the hand seemed to suggest I do next. I opened presents. I ate cake. I drank hot chocolate. I returned hugs and cheek kisses. Whenever I had a chance, I went to the window and looked out. I went to the door and opened it. Where was she? Uncle David noticed me at the window again. Sport, he cried. When I didn't turn from the window, he tried again. Aubrey, come sit by me. I joined him on the sofa. I curled my legs up and rested my head on his chest. Christmas can be tiring, he said, and we were out late. Just rest a little. I tried to keep my eyes open, to wait, but he was right. It was hard. I was tired. Aunt Catherine woke me at 4 for Christmas dinner. I shook my head and she left me on the couch where I was. I kept my eyes and ears open, watching, listening. From the dining room came the sounds of dishes, silverware and glasses, sometimes brief laughter. They kept the lights dim, and before the meal was over, the sun had set. Christmas was ending. The phone! Maybe she would call to say Merry Christmas. Maybe that was it. Maybe I'd been waiting the wrong way. I went to the empty kitchen. I pulled a chair over to the counter by the phone and put my head down to wait. Aunt Catherine found me again. She had a plate ready for me, ham and something and something. I didn't look too closely. You should try to eat, she said kindly. I didn't respond, and she went back to the dining room. Gran came to the kitchen and pulled up a chair so that she was facing me. She looked at me so carefully. Then she got up again, went to a cabinet, opened her address book, took a piece of paper from it. She handed it to me. A phone number. There, call her. No, you want to talk to her. No, Aubrey, no, I yelled. That's not how it's supposed to be. Graham sighed. Tell me how it's supposed to be. She's supposed to come and see me. Or she's supposed to at least call to wish me Merry Christmas. We didn't call her either, Graham said. Sweetheart, time and space. If she isn't here, she isn't ready to come yet. If she isn't calling, she isn't ready to talk yet. I'm really sorry. If you want to try, please try. The number's right here. But I didn't want to try. I didn't want to have to try. She was the parent. It was her job to try. I hate her, I said. I left the kitchen. Christmas was over. Dear baby Jesus, I know I haven't talked to you in a really long time, not even at church on your birthday. I don't know why you took my family away from me. I don't know why you know where my mother is and don't send her back to me. I wish things could be different than they are, but I don't know how to make them different. I don't think that's my job. I think that's the grown-up's job, and maybe you should tell them to get going. Anyway, I'm gonna forget it. If my mum doesn't even want to doesn't want to see me, or even talk to me on Christmas, then I don't want to see her or talk to her ever again. Keep her safe wherever she is, but tell her to forget me. It's the best thing for everybody. Oh, and happy birthday. Love, Aubrey. I'm going to leave it there for now because this one was a pretty heavy one again. I'm so sorry about that. If you need skip bits because they're upsetting, or if you need to skip the video in its entirety, then please do. I would never want to upset anybody. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching, for subscribing, for commenting. It really makes my day when you do. And Violet, Tamsin and I will see you very, very soon for another story. Can you wave, girls? Wave bye-bye, Tamsin. Good girl. And Violet, are you going to wave? Are you going to wave? Good girl, Violet. Well done. Thank you so much, everybody. Cheerio.